Hi, friends. Hi, Robbi. It's good to have you here with me.
Hi,
How are you doing? Are you healthy and safe?
I'm healthy and I think I'm pretty safe. I'm in Omaha, which does not seem to be a hot spot.
Good.
So, and I'm trusting the governor, who because we have the University of Nebraska Medical Center here, and this is
Yeah.
where they sent the Ebola people,
Uh-huh.
and the people with the virus were in the biocontainment center.
Huh.
So in the beginning, so I feel like they know what they're doing. I hope.
So they have a handle on how to
Yeah.
deal with
So
things.
so far we're only social distancing. We're allowed to go out,
Oh, that's good. That's
but
good. I
the
haven't
restaurants are shut
actually
down.
checked recently to see what our numbers here, but our county kind of started off our state a couple of weeks ago. Um, but
Yeah.
everybody's good here in our
Yeah.
house, I think.
Yeah.
I keep suffering bouts of COVID anxiety symptoms.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
And
last night, yesterday, I felt so good. And then immediately after dinner, when, I love having family dinner, my kids are still home, and usually they're going so many different places that it's rare for us to have everybody there at family dinner. And so after dinner, we gather up. And I immediately got this huge headache and my lymph nodes hurt. And I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And I woke up feeling fine.
yeah. Yeah. Well, it's just Brian and I, and so he's got these like gardening gloves that he wears because
Uh-huh.
he used to do pandemic plans for
Oh,
well, 'cause
really?
he's retired, but he consults. So, but
Okay.
not the health part, just for businesses
Hmm.
and stuff. And so he'll say, "Okay, it's safe for us to do this," and then he puts on his gloves, and then he opens the door, and he's like, "Don't touch anything." And then he presses all the buttons, and he's like, "Okay, we're going to the store. Don't touch anything." And I just point, and and he's easy to find in the store if I lose him, because I'll just say, "You see a guy with a tall guy with gray hair and gloves?"
Good.
So, but it's very nice, and we've been everything's good. We're good
Okay.
here, and I can go to my studio normally, but the water was out today for a while, so
Right.
not going there.
Right. Because you have your own space there where you can shut the door and
Yeah, and I can lock it. So
good.
it's actually, don't tell anyone, but it's nicer than normal because I can lock the door and, and I can just pretend I don't hear people.
And
So
just get the work
it's kind of
done.
nice. Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Nice. So tell us about how you are coping and managing as an artist. Are you more creative now that you have time and space by yourself? Or how are things different? How are they the same?
Uh, well, I have ideas, but
Hmm.
I'm not any more focused than I am under normal circumstances.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of ideas, so I've been writing them down and working on the computer a little
Good.
bit. And then I did bring home one day, a couple weeks ago, I decided it was going to be like In the Stand, and there was going to be zombies and
No.
marauders. I lost a little bit. And so we went to my studio, and I brought home all of my favorite quilts and all the quilts that I need to teach,
Uh-huh.
just in case. Because I decided that if things got really bad, people would live in my studio and they'd have quilts to keep them warm. Because I have a really nice studio, it's big space. And I just got parent, and I brought home every scissors and rotary cutter.
Because you know what's important.
That's right, because like it's like it's like, and I need this thermos anyway. So then the next time I went, I took all of my favorite. I dye my own fabric,
Yeah.
so I just went to my wall of fabric and went, well, this is my favorite yellow, and this is my favorite orange, and this is my favorite, and went through and pulled all my very favorites out, and they're in a bag. And I brought home a bolt of Wonder Under and some stuff, because I took Betty Busby's workshop.
Oh,
And
how was that?
oh, it's awesome. If you get a chance, you have to do it. I had more fun than I have in a really long time.
That would be so cool.
And Betty was so nice to me. She wasn't like, oh, shut up and just sit in the corner. And So anyway, oh, so I got a funny thing to tell you. So
Okay.
one of the stores that's open here, there are some businesses are really, they haven't made everybody shut down yet.
Hmm.
So there's a store called the Imaginarium, which is
Okay.
in the old market, and I've never been in it before because it looked like it would be claustrophobic, but they moved to a bigger space.
Uh-huh.
And Brian and I were out having a walk, and we came there, and I said, "Oh, can we go in here?" And he's like, "Yeah." So he opens the door for me. We go
With his gloves.
Yeah. And the first thing I bought was this troll. See the troll?
Okay. With
It's
purple hair.
it's just, yeah, I know, it's like somebody new I need. Look, it's new. It smells
Oh,
kind of
nice.
new. But and look, it's wearing, you could tell that this is 40 years old because look at the outfit that it's wearing. It's like the Chinese Revolution outfit. See? It's original and it was still in the box. So he put that on the counter, and then we went further into the store that you roll a ball around.
Uh-huh.
So I said to Brian, I want the wooden, it's too bad I don't have it. It's in the other room and I'm not gonna go get it. But it's a little wood, you know those things and you roll it and then the ball goes around. It's
Like
a
a
maze.
maze. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I said to Brian, I want that. And the first thing he said was, well, the ball's too small. Somebody could swallow it. And I was like, no, I'm not giving it to the kids. I'm gonna use it for artwork. And he said, oh, you could put fabric on top of it and do the Betty Busby thing, because she taught us you put textures under silk and then you paint it.
Uh-huh.
And I
Yeah.
thought, wow, you've been paying attention this whole
Ooh,
time while I've been talking about Betty Busby and how great it is.
nice.
So we
Nice.
got that, and then I let the troll sit for a couple days, and then I opened it up and went, oh, it really is original, and I went back and bought 2 more. But yeah, but I'm not going back there for. But I cleaned them out of the medium size
Of the trolls.
of the trolls. Yeah, so
That's
I
cute.
don't know why, but the troll feels so. The troll that I had before, I have another little one at my studio, and this outfit wasn't politically correct, so I took it off. It's a naked troll, so
Ooh.
I needed more. Anyway, so that didn't really answer your question, but I'm finding that I'm getting comfort in having all my stuff around. I've
Mhm.
been sewing on my Bernina, and which I haven't done for a while because I don't really like to sew. I like to I don't know where to look, so I hope.
You look great. You
Oh,
look like you're like every once in a while I remember to look up at my camera so I look like I'm actually
yeah,
looking at you.
I'm looking at the thing of me. Anyway, so I'm very lucky because I have a studio that I can go to. The building is closed.
Mhm.
I can go in and or have Brian open the door for me, and then
Mhm.
he'll walk me to the door and wipe off the door with Lysol. And he's in his OCD mood. And then I go into my studio and be there, and I may do that later. And because we're in the middle of this huge construction site,
Oh
so
yeah,
we
you
spent
guys
a
talked
couple
to me
days
about that.
trying to convince them to like stop jackhammering against our building. Um, and I don't think that happened, but they're laying pipe now.
Mhm.
So I gave up on for now. But that was a good way to vent some stress.
Go yell at somebody else. Go yell at a poor construction worker.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been yelling at them. I've been calling like Mika, which is the organization, the
Mhm.
government organization. I've talked to the head of construction for the whole city, um, the project manager.
Mhm.
And it's,
Nice.
so I have a degree in construction. And if it was me, I'd make you guys go somewhere else. But anyway, so I'm venting. And then I decided that what I'm going to do is when the construction gets bad, if it bothers me, I'm just going to go to my studio, stay there. I'm going to work on a series of, to get back to your answer, I'm going to work on a series of quilts because I like to make quilts right now that are 3 feet by 4 feet
Uh-huh.
because I'm using, we'll see this square napkin.
Yeah.
Okay, so the dimensions I'm using, if you use this diagonal, see the diagonal?
Mhm.
So I'm making quilts that are rectangular in there. This is the width, and then the length is that diagonal.
Okay.
It's called a second degree rectangle. And it's the same dimensions that the European paper system is in.
Oh, nice.
And then if my quilts ever get in a magazine, they look good because I think the magazine pages might be that same dimension.
Interesting.
Yes. So that is my goal to do that. And I have a deadline of June 30th I've set, and I'm going to try to have 3 quilts by then. And then if Houston continues, I'll add them to my patterns in class.
Nice. Do
So I have
you
these.
actually keep deadlines that you set for yourself? I can't
If
do that. I have somebody
well,
else set the deadline.
there's a SACWA deadline that I'm gonna try for.
Okay.
So
Good.
I'm very good at keeping deadlines if there's a quilt show deadline.
Mhm.
And because I am the goddess of the last minute, and I started doing that when you had to do slides. So now it's like I can finish a quilt literally at 5 to midnight and submit it. So and then Houston has a deadline of, I want to say, May 16th. And
I don't know. I do have, it's on my website though.
there you go.
Yeah. So
It's a week earlier
come
than,
under the calls for entry. There's April's like a huge month. There's a billion things due in April.
there you go. And the one for Visions, they just announced who was in, or
Okay.
they didn't announce, but I got the email saying sorry.
How often do you get accepted? Like, do you keep track of your percentages of rejections to acceptances?
Oh, well, no, because Visions I've never gotten in, and I think I've submitted 3 times. And Quilt National I got in once 20 years ago. So one of my goals this year is Quilt National,
Uh-huh.
maybe. And then Houston, I try to submit 1 or 2 quilts.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been pretty lucky with Houston. It's been a really long time since I didn't have something in.
Nice.
I
I
have
always have something in the special exhibit, but this year I've entered 5 things and gotten 5 rejections so far.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't bother me at all. They were just, and they weren't things I made for it. They were just, I had a big solo show last year, so I have this stack of actual work.
Yeah. Oh, see, you should come to Omaha because I'm a member of the Artist Cooperative Gallery. I joined in last year. I submitted, and you pay like $500, and it's a co-op, and you work at the co-op.
Right.
And then the members have a featured show. Mm-hmm. So I'm working with Linda Hatfield, who's this really great painter. And in fact, give me a sec. I'm going to show you one thing she painted.
Okay.
I have her stuff. I'll show you 2 things.
Yeah. So a lot of the shows that I entered were fine art shows as well, as well. I think one SACWA thing, but all the rest were fine art shows. And I don't expect to get in. One of them, I made it the first year I entered, and it's one of the prestigious juried fine art shows here in Raleigh, and I haven't made it since. And I'm okay with it. I kind of figure they're like a charity.
Yeah. Well, that's how I kind of feel like about Visions and Quilt National. It's like, okay, so this is a iPad holder. So
Nice.
This is Linda.
An easel.
Yeah, it's Linda Hatfield paints these, and she also does portraits of people. And so Brian and I have been buying. So what happens is when there's a special show, they have an opening on for the first Friday, and because it's only a block away, we go there, and then we buy. If we like something, we buy a small piece. So Brian has liked Linda Hatfield's portraits. So we have 2 in our living room, and then I bought one the day I worked at the gallery. And it was like the day after New Year's Eve or something like that, and nobody came in because it was really cold. So the only sale we made that day was me buying a painting. Whatever. So but I did buy this a year ago. Can you see it's like this is Linda, and see it's got cute feet, and there's stuff in the that's where they are. I bought these badges.
Oh, from Kristen.
Yeah, and I bought everyone she had, and then I put them in the box, and I
was
looking for them the other day.
Those are
apparently that's where I put. Oh, thank you. I found those. So anyway, so Linda painted a clock for me. I have an IKEA clock, and I replaced the clock part, and she painted she's like, oh no, let me do the face. So she did that. So we have a lot of her stuff, and
It's
So
very
anyway, so we were supposed
complimentary
to
to
have
work.
our show Friday,
Yeah.
and we didn't. So we'll have it eventually, and I'm fine because I don't really expect anybody to walk in and be like, "Oh, here, yes, I'm carrying $4,000 in my pocket, and
Mhm.
here you can have it." And I hate making small quilts, so 3x4 to me is small. So
It is
that's it.
for your
That's
work. Good.
I'm not
So,
worried about.
Robbi, do you have how are you staying connected with the people you love and with your community while you're physically distant from them?
Oh, well, I've been really active on Facebook.
Hmm.
I should do Instagram because I know you could do that, but I
I haven't
prefer Facebook.
quite figured that one out yet.
So I'm throwing out goofy questions to see if people answer,
Hmm.
and then I vent every once in a while, and then if it
Hmm.
gets too emotional, then I just delete it. And but so I feel part of my job is just to entertain people on
It
Facebook.
always has been.
Yeah.
That's what we expect of you, Robbi.
Yeah. So I do that. And then yeah, that's pretty much it actually. And then we can still go see our grandsons. So oh, and my biggest victory with my the 4-year-old is I'll say, "Bennett, can I have a kiss?" And he'll go, "No." And then I say, "Oh, fine then. No kissing for you. You cannot give me a kiss." And he immediately runs over and gives me a kiss. And then I'm like, "And not on this cheek. No kissing on this cheek." And then he'll do that.
No
It's
reverse
4, and I
psychology for
finally
that.
figured that out last week. So
Yeah, good. What advice would you have for other artists during this crazy quarantine time?
I think I have an excellent piece of advice. You know
Go
that
for
stuff you've been saving forever because it's the good stuff?
it. Use it now.
Use it now because it'll make you feel good using all your favorite stuff. And don't think, oh, if I don't use it, it'll never get you. Just use it now and think of I bought this years ago just so I would have this for this moment.
Perfect.
And so I'm gonna do that with my favorite fabrics. And also, you could like buy yourself little presents on Amazon. I bought a couple laser wood things that are steampunky, and
If you're one of the lucky ones who still has a job, right?
yeah, well,
Maybe
these are
if
like,
you're one of the lucky ones who still has a job, buy a little present for somebody else who
yeah,
doesn't.
oh, that's good too. Or if you're retired and you're like, oh, well, we don't have any income anyway. So, um,
Yeah.
so yeah, and actually, it's not, we just haven't been buying that much stuff because, and oh, and wear your favorite clothes. So this is my favorite t-shirt. I have several of these that are Lands' End. I bought them at least a decade ago, and they're really getting ratty, but the fabric is nice and thick.
Mm-hmm.
So I wear that, so I feel good. It's the shirts I wear when I dye fabric too.
Mm-hmm.
And
Black is always good for
don't
that.
wear a bra. This is not the time.
Or else you will die. Oh, in 3 weeks, twice.
Well, I've been putting one on if I go out because no one needs to see that. But
I've
just
only been out twice in 3 weeks.
be comfortable. Oh, and the other advice is if you get manicures and stuff like, see, I normally get a manicure, otherwise I bite my fingernails. And so I took a pottery. Oh, if you try something new, do that you've never done before, and don't worry about whether it's any good. So I took a pottery class, and then if you throw pots, your nail polish just falls off.
Or if
So,
you're screen printing or painting all the time. I
oh,
don't
there you
ever
go.
get manicures. It's pointless.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't, and I have a thermofax,
Oh, yeah.
and so I used it in the hot shops. Can I tell you about that?
Sure.
So okay, so I have my thermo, and I got that stuff from you. I bought sheets
The
from you
mesh.
when you
Yeah.
got them. And I still haven't used one yet, but I'm still using old stuff that I don't really care if it works or not.
Uh-huh.
And so it's a hot shops. They're called the hot shops because there's a
Mhm.
glass forge there, and Ed's the guy who runs it.
Right.
So I was making a stencil for my long arm because you can make
Mhm.
stencils to quilt with, right?
Yeah.
So I was making a stencil,
I guess so.
and I held on to the thing just too long, and it started smoking. And I think the cork started on fire. So I unplugged it right away. And then I thought, well, I'll go get Ed. And because I needed glass cleaner. And I thought, well, Ed'll know how to clean glass because,
Yeah.
And I forgot that he works in glass. I was just thinking, well, Ed has everything, so I'll just go see Ed. So Ed brought his cleaner and stuff, and he's like, let's just plug this in. And he's like running it and everything. And I had it on a surge suppressor so I could turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to start a fire. And I'm like, well, we gotta be careful we don't start a fire. And it's like, it's okay. It's my building and we're sprinkled. And I knew he wasn't gonna set a fire because,
Yeah.
anyway, so we got it running. And then we made a stencil. So I could use my Thermofax, but I only want to use it if Ed's around in case I start a fire because mine's old. Oh, I love your mustache. Oh, there's a nose on there too.
That's what I used my Thermofax for this morning.
There you go. That's totally awesome. So did you that's painted on that mustache?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I would have fused it because that's me.
No, just, well,
That's
it's very
cute.
quick to paint it. Yep.
Yeah. You should have a step out on your website.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's nice about that Thermofax is that it's a very thin line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for fusing that wouldn't be good.
No, it wouldn't.
No.
All right. Well, I think our time's about up. It has
Okay.
been absolutely delightful to spend a minute chatting with you and to make this connection. Thank you for sharing this with all of our peeps. We'll post it on Facebook and at lyrickinard.com. And if you want the link, feel free to post it on your site as well too, Robbi.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I went off topic, but that's me.
That's what we do, right? Okay. Love you.
I love you. Bye.